A river that has carved civilizations, birthed kingdoms, and sustained millions now courses through an age-old struggle. The Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, a beacon of hope, progress, and sovereignty, is also the center of a fierce battle not just of waters, but of words. Behind the shimmering waves lies a digital war, an orchestrated flood of lies and fear aimed at drowning Ethiopia's dreams. How did a dam become the front line of a geopolitical disinformation war? In today's video, we'll try to dive deep, looking for facts beyond the deceiving headlines. Hello and welcome to True Frame, a channel committed to providing you clarity in a world of noise and misinformation. Stay with us to the end. Don't forget to subscribe for similar eye-opening facts and analysis. The Nile's story is an echo of history's deepest scars. For centuries, Egypt has relied almost exclusively on the Nile's lifeblood, cementing its agricultural and urban might. Colonial-era treaties, agreements forged without Ethiopia's voice, granted Egypt near-monopolistic control over these waters. Yet upstream, Ethiopia, home to 86% of the Nile's water flow, remained sidelined. Ambitions to control its own destiny surged with Ethiopia's decision to build the GERD. Conceived as Africa's largest hydroelectric power project, the GERD symbolizes Ethiopia's transition from dependency to development. But for Egypt, it unearthed fears of existential threat, water scarcity, political instability, and the fracturing of a historic monopoly. The Nile, once a river of life, is now a theater for power and survival. As the GERD's concrete walls rose taller, the battle lines sharpened in a realm beyond physical borders. Public opinion and digital realms. Egypt launched a sophisticated disinformation campaign, deploying thousands of fake social media accounts and automated bots. These state-backed digital soldiers flooded platforms with alarming, yet fabricated stories. False images of devastating floods, baseless claims of imminent ecological disasters in Sudan, and warnings of dam collapses. This digital theater was more than eerie echoes. It rippled through regional populations, sowing distrust and fear, especially among Sudanese communities caught between Ethiopia's dam and Egypt's alarmist narratives. According to Meta's March 2021 Coordinated Inauthentic Behavior Report, a network of fake accounts linked to an Egyptian marketing firm was removed for targeting Ethiopia and Sudan with tailored disinformation. These accounts posed as local voices, spreading alarmist content about the GERD, fabricated flood warnings, ecological collapse scenarios, and manipulated imagery designed to stir panic. The campaign's sophistication lay not just in volume, but in its precision. Content was customized for each country's population, exploiting cultural fears and political fault lines. This report reveals how digital warfare became Egypt's silent weapon in the GERD standoff. Egyptian state media echoed these fears, amplifying the message that Ethiopia's GERD was reckless and destabilizing. International media outlets with ties to Egypt also repeated these narratives, casting Ethiopia as a nation on the brink of political collapse. This isn't Egypt's first foray into digital manipulation. In 2019, Meta dismantled another Egypt-based network targeting Libya, Sudan, and Turkey. The pattern is unmistakable: state-aligned actors using fake personas to push geopolitical agendas. A 2024 report from the Africa Center for Strategic Studies further confirms Egypt's role among key state actors driving disinformation across the continent. These campaigns aren't just political, they're psychological, designed to fracture trust, distort reality, and isolate Ethiopia on the world stage.
The first water minister addressing the August body on hydroelectric dam that is under scrutiny in the unprecedented and unfair manner here at Security Council. If we are dealing here with a hydroelectric dam, we are not building a nuclear plant, which is...
Simultaneously, at the United Nations, Egypt weaponized legal and diplomatic channels. Filing repeated complaints to the Security Council and the General Assembly, Cairo accused Ethiopia of violating international laws and acting unilaterally against historic rights embedded in colonial-era treaties.
The dam remains a unilateral measure that violates international law and norms.
Claims that Ethiopia dismisses as invalid and outdated. Ethiopian diplomats counter these allegations, asserting their sovereign right to the equitable use of Nile waters, and emphasizing that the GERD is crucial for alleviating extreme energy poverty among over 65% of Ethiopians who lack electricity.
As Egypt wants a monopoly, in this century, that's not possible. The days of hegemony and colonial agreement are over. Egypt propaganda must stop its reckless threats. Countries sharing such a precious resource as water are not expected to propagate hostility. If Egypt is interested in genuine cooperation, it will find Ethiopia as a partner.
What unfolds is a hybrid conflict, part traditional geopolitics, part modern information warfare. The GERD is not just about water. It is a symbol of Ethiopia's sovereignty and aspirations. Egypt's disinformation campaigns aim to cripple this symbol, to maintain its hold on Nile waters by sowing division, spreading fear, and shaping narratives in international forums.
أنا بقول لكم تاني وبقول للأشقاء في أثيوبيا بلاش إن إحنا نصل لمرحلة إنك أنت تمس نقطة مية من مصر. لأن الخيارات كلها مفتوحة. الخيارات كلها مفتوحة.
But Ethiopia's stance is clear: cooperation, not coercion; development, not domination. Sudan, precariously positioned between these frictions, faces a deluge of competing interests and narratives. The stakes extend far beyond dams and deltas. The GERD dispute reveals tectonic shifts in regional power. Ethiopia, once marginalized, now claims its rightful voice and control over upstream resources. Egypt, feeling a waning grip on dominance, turns to alliances with global powers like the United States, leveraging military support and diplomatic networks to exert pressure. One of Egypt's most vocal allies in Washington was U.S. Senator Bob Menendez. According to a 2023 indictment by the Department of Justice, Menendez accepted gold bars and cash bribes from Egyptian officials in exchange for advancing Egypt's interests in the Senate. He was later charged with acting as an unregistered foreign agent.
Senator Bob Menendez, the New Jersey Democrat, hit with new charges yesterday. The new indictment alleges that he provided sensitive U.S. government information that secretly aided the government of Egypt.
The New Jersey politician sentenced to 11 years.
During the height of GERD tensions, Menendez publicly lobbied for sanctions against Ethiopia, framing its actions as destabilizing. This proves how foreign influence and corruption intertwined with policy, turning the GERD debate into a proxy battleground within U.S. politics. Globally, the Nile Basin is a test bed for international water law, regional cooperation, and collective security. Existing treaties fail to address contemporary realities or the developmental needs of all riparian states. The GERD conflict underscores the urgent need for new frameworks that reconcile Ethiopia's right to build and Egypt's concern for water security. Yet the path to this balance remains fraught with mistrust, misinformation, and geopolitical gamesmanship. Critics allege Ethiopia's unilateral actions disregard downstream impacts. Egypt's warnings of flooding and economic disruption resonate with some observers. Yet dissection of the evidence reveals much of the alarmism is fueled by orchestrated misinformation rather than scientific consensus or transparent negotiations. Ethiopia has repeatedly engaged in talks, adhering to principles of equitable use, while Egypt's narratives often revive archaic colonial treaties as political weapons. Moreover, the digital campaigns extend beyond mere politics. They affect real lives by inflaming tensions, fracturing regional trust, and complicating joint efforts for sustainable Nile management. The ethical question arises: when does defensive sovereignty turn into offensive disinformation? The answer remains contested in this fraught geopolitical arena. The Nile has witnessed empires rise and fall, but its future now turns on a paradox: how Ethiopia's thirst for progress challenges Egypt's claim to survival. The GERD is more than concrete and turbines. It is a testament to Africa's emerging voices standing firm against old orders. Yet the digital battles waged by Egypt remind us that the fight is not only over rivers, but reality itself. In an age of disinformation, truth becomes a precious resource vital as water, as electricity, as peace. Ethiopia's journey with the GERD is a call for new narratives transcending fear, for cooperation that respects all nations' rights, for a Nile that binds rather than divides. The river's course may be old, but its story continues, flowing through the challenges of sovereignty, media warfare, and hope for a shared future. Is there an optimal path forward for Ethiopia, Egypt, and Sudan? Let us know your thoughts.